Hey everybody, it's Mr. V. Just wanted to give you a little bit of extra practice for the homework tonight, 3.4. I'm going to do some of the odds. So if we start with the first one, make sure we're reading the directions, okay? So it says write the point slope form. That's the important, the point slope form. We know that point slope form, what we need to do is y plus or minus, and then a blank, is equal to m parentheses x plus or minus parentheses, okay? And in these parentheses, we're plugging in the opposite, so that's why it's plus or minus. So you'll see for a second, you'll see in a second what I mean. So I have my slope, and I have one of these points, and the goal of this is that it goes, or what point slope form does is that we have a point and we have a slope, and we have to go through a certain point. So we want to go through this point, and we have this slope, so what we have to do is plug it into this equation. So if this is my x and this is my y, all I need to do is point the point slope form. So y, and then plus or minus, so the opposite of 0 is 0, so we don't have to worry about it, is equal to, we know what our slope is. Slope stays the same, 5 over 2, parentheses, and then our x is going to be the opposite of whatever our x is, so it's going to be negative 4. So it's going to be x plus negative 4, or x minus 4. So let me rewrite that because that's a little sloppy. So it would be 5 over 2, and then x minus 4. Let's see if I'm right. 5 over 2, x minus 4. All right, let's keep going to number 3. All right, number 3, we got a point and we got a slope. So again, all I'm doing is starting with my y, I'm going to do the opposite of my y. So I'm going to do minus 5 is equal to, the slope stays the same, negative 1, and then it's going to be x, and then whatever the opposite of this is. So this is going to be plus 5, and that is literally it. Okay, so y minus 5 is equal to negative 1, x plus 5. And for number 3, y minus 5 is equal to negative 1, x plus 5. So that's literally all you're doing, is you're just plugging those in like that. And that'll give you point slope form. Number 5, we have 2 points. So if we just have 2 points, then we need to probably do the slope first, right? Because we have to find out what our slope is, or what our m is. So that would be 3 over 0. 3 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. So that would give us 3 over negative 4. So that would just make the whole thing negative. And our slope is negative 3 over 4. So then we can just pick either one of these points. So I'm just going to go with this first one right here. And I'm going to do y plus or minus, and the y is 0, so I'm just going to leave it. So it should be y equals, slope stays the same, and then it's going to be x, and then whatever the opposite of that is. So it's going to be x minus 4. Okay, let's go see if I'm right. So we did 1, we did 3. So, yep, negative 3/4, parentheses, x minus 4. And so that's all you have to do when it says write point slope form. If you have a point and you have a slope, you can write point slope form. And then remember, in number 5, it's giving you 2 points, so that allows you to find the slope, and then you can use one of those points. You could also use this second point if you want to. That's up to you. you'd still have a correct answer. All right, so this one says, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given point with the given slope. So the key word here is write slope-intercept form. We know that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so again, this is just plugging in. I have a y, I have an x, I have a slope, and all I gotta do is plug it in to then find b. Because in the end, I need to find my m, and I need to find my b for the final answer. So we're not gonna do 10, we're not gonna do 12, but in order to answer these questions, I need to find an m, I need to find a b. I know that my m is gonna be 10. So now, if I want to write it in slope-intercept form, all we have to do is plug it in. So you plug it into this equation, y equals mx plus b, and that's slope-intercept form. So my y is going to be -5 is equal to my slope, which is m, it's going to be 10, and then x is going to be -1 plus b, and then we just solve from there. So -5 is going to be equal to -10 plus b. I'm going to add 10 to each side, so I'm going to get b is equal to 5. So now I have an m and a b, so I can write my very final answer, and that's just going to be plugging these two into this equation. So my final answer is going to be y is equal to 10x plus, not b, 10x plus 5. And if we go to number 9, y is equal to 10x plus 5. I didn't do number 7. If you feel like you need help with that one, just email me. All right, number 11. We already know what the answer is, but we got to show our work, right? So again, I have 2 points. If I have 2 points, that means I can find the slope. So let's find the slope first. So it's going to be -5 minus 2 over 0 minus 5. And that's going to be -7 over -5, which is equal to 7 over 5. So that's my slope right there. So I can write that m is equal to 7 over 5, but I don't know what b is yet. So I get to pick one of these points. You can pick either one. It really doesn't matter. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug that in. So then I'm just going to plug in to the, I'll do this one because it's got a 0 in it. Okay, so -5 is equal to slope is 7 over 5 times our x, which is 0, plus b. And then you can see why using the 0 makes this easy, because this will cancel out, make it just 0. So -5 is equal to 0 plus b. And then if you ever have that, it's just this cancels. So b is going to be equal to -5. So now I know that b equals to -5. This is the information that I need right here. So my very final answer is going to be y is equal to 7/5 x minus 5. Y is equal to 7/5 x minus 5. That one's right. Now there are some answers that could vary, and that's if you used a different one of the points. All right, so then if I go to the last few, write an equation of the line in point slope form. So that's the key right there, point slope form. Okay, and we know that point slope form is going to be y plus or minus a point is equal to our m okay, or parentheses x plus or minus a blank or a point. Okay, so let's just figure out, let's just use one of these points, right? Actually, what we need to do is we need to find the slope first. So what you could do is you could mark both of these down, or you could just use the graph and do rise over run. So if I start from right there, I know I go, my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is 8/5. So m equals 8/5. Oh, didn't want to do that. All right, so now that I know my slope, I can pick one of these points. So let's just pick this one up here. And that's going to be 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So the point that we have is 1, 4. So now using these two, because I have a point and I have a slope, I can put it into point slope form. So I'm just going to do y, and then I'm going to do the opposite again. Remember, opposite for point slope form. So y, opposite of my other y, so that's me minus 4, is equal to, my slope is 8/5, and then x, and then I'm going to put in the opposite x, so minus 1, okay? And that's my equation right there. Let's see if I'm right. So y minus 4 is equal to 8/5 x minus 1. Perfect, okay? And what that represents in point slope form is that if you have a point and a slope, you can use this equation right here to go through that that line, or that point, I'm sorry. And that's the equation for it. All right, 15. We have 2 points, but then I could, again, all I got to do, remember, I'm always trying to find whatever my m is and whatever my b is. M is slope. I could do these 2 points and do the slope formula, but I'm just going to do rise over run. So from this point, I go up 1, 2, so it's positive 2. Then I go to the left 1, so that's a negative 1. If I reduce that, that's going to be negative 2, right? So m is going to be equal to negative 2. Now I can pick either one of these points. I'm going to pick this one right down here. That's 0, positive 2. And that's going to be my b right there. But we'll get onto that in a second, because that's the slope-intercept form. That could give you a hint, by the way. It's a hint, by the way. But I know that if I have a point and I have a slope, I can just plug it into point slope form. And then that's my equation right there. So y, and then opposite, so y minus 2 is equal to whatever my m is. My m is negative 2, and then parentheses x, and then the opposite is of 0 is nothing, so we would just put x. So y minus 2 is equal to negative 2x. And that's for number 15. Y minus 2 is equal to negative 2x. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I can send you a video. Stop by after school, email Mr. Cladis or myself. But that is the guided practice for 3.4. All right, thanks a lot.